There we go. Okay, thanks you guys for being on a Sunday evening. Super pumped to have you guys on here. What I'm wanting to do, what some of the girls on our team have talked about doing is just highlighting some of the coaches that are we're seeing kind of rise up. And we saw this shift in a lot of your all's businesses after Summit. There's a lot of coaches that took Summit and shot off and ran with it. So we have a couple of calls coming up that we're super pumped about, and we're calling them the rising leaders of the team. But essentially what we're just wanting to do is to just get some new blood in on these calls, get some girls that are newer coaches, not brand new by any means, but new-ish, and coaches that have just been seeing some success recently, and for them to share kind of what's working for them. So I asked each of the three ladies that are going to be talking tonight to just share a couple of things that they are finding working for them and share a little bit of their stories. I also want you guys to share how long you've been coaching. But before we do that, I've got a super awesome announcement that I have been just tickled to share with you guys. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and then I'm going to stop and be done talking here in 2 minutes. Okay. Alrighty. So I wanted you guys to see this. This was booked yesterday for our 2019 Diamond Retreat. So it is this awesome, gorgeous house. If you can see, it is on a lake back here. I don't know if you can see that, but it is going to be on November 8th, so the evening of November 8th through November 10th. I think our checkout is sometime mid-morning or something like that. So it'll be Friday evening, Saturday, and then Saturday morning, and then we'll jet out. It is going to be so much fun. We've got some ideas already working, but it is going to be in Branson, Missouri, which is down south, the very bottom of Missouri in the middle, basically. So I think it's pretty, at least for our team, kind of centrally located of where a lot of people are. Super, super doable for every single person on this coach, or every single coach on this team, whether you have 0 coaches or 2 coaches, or you are right there by Diamond, because our qualification is going to be that you hit Diamond by September 26th. That is 8 weeks away. Some of the coaches that we're talking today, they added 4 to 5 coaches in the past 4 weeks. So imagine, do what they have done in the past 4 weeks in the 8 weeks, and you will be there. You will be there. There's plenty of room for everybody. Okay, so it has got lots of beds, lots of bathrooms, 5 bathrooms, by the way. So there's not going to be any oh my gosh, we're all in this one house trying to share a bathroom. But so here's the qualification: Diamond by September 26th, and then hold for those 6 weeks. That'll bring you up to Halloween, essentially. And I'll have those details written out in a post also. If you have been a Diamond in the past and have lost that rank, you just need to wake up on September 26th as a Diamond. So I will be writing these all out for you guys, and we will be working our booties off to be there on the second weekend in November. But super pumped to have you guys. I'm beside myself. Anytime that I get to hang out with you guys is the best girls weekend ever. So it is going to be a ton of fun. So more information to come of that. But tonight I wanted to start us off with Katie Miles is going to be talking first. And she is Courtney Harden's coach, actually. And she, in the past, I think it was the past 4 weeks, it might have been 5 weeks, she's added 5 coaches to her team. And recently, last week, hit Diamond. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. And Katie, you can unmute and then share a little bit about what's been working for you.
Okay, so can you guys hear me? All right, I started coaching 8-9 months ago-ish. And just a little bit of a backstory. I have always loved health and fitness, but I kind of let it defined me, and I let body image define me, and I really wasn't working out to better myself. I was working out because it like calmed anxiety, and I was obsessed with just like being lean and counting macros, and just like was in this super unhealthy relationship with my body and my mind as far as what being fit actually even means. And I ended up having some health complications in the fall and had to be down and out of the gym, and I was just in a really dark place, and I was creeping on Courtney for a long time, and I finally was like, you know, it can't get any worse than this, so let's finally just see what the heck this is all about. And obviously I have never looked back. So since then, it's really just been just learning new things, just being coachable, and just taking everything that Courtney has given me on our team page, on the Spirit and Spunk page, and just really applying it to what I do every day. And so the two things that Meg asked me to talk about were my conversations and the business activity tracker. And if you are at Summit, you know that they preach this to you in the business building trainings. And it sounds like so easy, but if you would just do it every day and make it your goal to check off as many boxes every single day, you'll see your business really take off. And I started doing that about a month ago, and it's just been really working for me. And so I'm a teacher, and that means my whole life is just like organized beyond the way that it needs to be, honestly. But this goes with my teacher planner, which literally follows me around everywhere. And so I stick this in there, and that way I always see it, and I always know that I probably still have boxes to check off. And if I catch myself like scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through Facebook, or like finding downtime to watch Netflix, I try to be disciplined, to be, you know, to just check in with myself and be like, have you done what you need to do today to move this forward? And like I said, it follows me around. So even if it's just like checking off 2 of the boxes before I watch Big Brother or whatever, like I just try to make sure that I'm always moving my business forward before I do something that's like a leisurely activity. So I mean, I don't know if you guys can really see it, probably not on here, but today, Sundays, are kind of my day that I do give myself a little bit of like downtime. I'm usually with family, like we were with my husband's family. Most of today I go to church on Sundays, and so my Sundays look a little bit more empty, but Monday through Saturday, I'm pretty diligent about trying to check off as many boxes as I can. And since I know that Sundays I'm going to kind of take an off day from it, I try to make up for that a little bit more on Monday. So that's been really working for me as far as just making sure I'm always moving my business forward. But I will share with you the other thing that's been working for me. And Meg, I hope I do this right. I told her I had to YouTube this before I did this. So this, let's see, is, let me put it on here. Let's see. Maybe. Okay, jump on here, Meg. I hit share, and now it's showing like the conference thing. There it goes.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you see it? Okay. So this is the Google form that I send to people after I invite them. So I send a quick invite similar to the ones that I think the one Courtney has been sending our team. It's pretty quick and to the point. And then after they answer and they say either, yes, I'm interested, or maybe later, not right now, I always ask them what their goal would be if they made this, like if they decided to jump into this. And they usually give me like a quick little, like, I want to lose 10 pounds. I'd like to be more toned, something really simple. So then I just ask if they would mind letting me get to know a little bit more about them and their goals. And so I send them this Google form, obviously, if they say yes. And then I kind of just ask them questions through the form. I start with like a little bit about me, not too much because I don't want to scare them off. But I start with it being pretty simple, like, have you worked out in the past? And this is one that a girl filled out a couple days ago. So have you worked out in the past? Yes or no? What type of workout do you enjoy? And then like as you scroll down, it just kind of gets more into what they like. Because instead of just linking them, I really want to get to know what kind of Beachbody program they would like. Because yes, Morning Meltdown is huge right now, but if somebody doesn't really like cardio too much, or somebody, you know, just had a knee surgery and needs something a little bit more like less intensity, then I can get to know that through this form and recommend a program that I think would suit them well. So obviously this girl says that she doesn't like lifting. Some things that have kept her from making time for herself would be career and time. So by looking at those two things, I know that she probably needs a really short program because she's got some stuff going on. But then you see that it says how much free time do you have to work out, and it says maybe an hour every other day. So maybe a program that's every day probably wouldn't work, or you could, you know, tell her that the workouts are 20 minutes or whatever. But again, I'm just getting more and more information about what this individual person actually needs, not the masses of Instagram, but what she needs. This is one of my favorite questions because we all know that price objection is huge. So I've been asking, what is your financial guilty pleasure that's not helping you get to your health goals? And then I tell them mine because I'm human too, and they need to know that. So I say, for example, mine is wine and overpriced coffee. And then they'll tell me theirs. Obviously, hers is eating out, which I can relate to that too. But then it says, how much do you spend on that? So I know if she is spending 30-ish on that a month, that is something I can go back to and just say like, hey, we have these great superfood shakes that would probably keep you from hitting up Smoothie King or hitting up Starbucks or whatever. And so it kind of evens out as far as spending that 30-ish somewhere else, or, you know, on something that's actually good for you. So then these are her health goals: to lose 10 to 15 pounds and become fit. And then I just kind of keep diving in a little bit more to that person's core, like who is going to be proud of you. And I say that this can be somebody else, but I also reiterate that this really has to come from you because you're going to be the one that is pushing play every day. And so you need to have yourself as a cheerleader too. So obviously she says me, my boyfriend, and my parents. How will you feel when you accomplish those goals? Proud, excited. Then I ask, like, what are the barriers? Why haven't you done this before? Why now? And so then I just list a bunch of reasons what could have kept her from this. And then to really get into the heart of it, I tell them that, you know, I've struggled with body image. I've had a bad relationship with food in the past. If you can relate to these things and feel comfortable, I would love for you to share more so that I can help you sort through that. And that comes from a very genuine place in my heart because I was so hard on myself not that long ago. And so I am totally open to having those kind of conversations with women because I'm not faking it. Like, I know what that feels like to look at yourself and not be happy with what you feel or what you see. And I want them to know that, like, hey, we can chat about that. Maybe not right now, but as we develop a relationship on the team or whatever, then we can hopefully get there. So she says that she has body image issues, which same girl. And then I ask what time frame they want to reach their goal because, again, that kind of helps with choosing a program. I ask them to tell me why that they want to meet this goal. And this part honestly kind of broke my heart. She says, because I'm not confident in myself anymore. I don't like what I look like, and I can't even take a picture of myself without hating it. And that's just so sad to me because, guys, I don't know this girl, but she's been following me on Instagram for a while. I know what her profile looks like. I know what she actually looks like currently. She is so pretty, and just like anybody else would look at her and not know that she's going through these kind of struggles in her mind. So when I read that, I was just really taken back. And that's kind of why I like sending this form, because it really helps me get to know what they are going through and kind of why we're even having this conversation. I ended by asking their email, just so that's one last question I have to ask. But my favorite part of doing conversations this way is not only do I get to know her as an individual person, but after I read everything, I kind of like take some quick notes. And then I use the Instagram voice messenger app, the little microphone. and I just like kind of sum up like, hey, I just looked over your form. I really want to help you feel great in a picture. I think that there are a couple things that you would really enjoy doing. And I just kind of relate all of what she has just told me in a voice message so that she can hear me. She can hear my voice, know that I'm a real human being because it's still kind of foreign. And she can like hear my genuine expression for wanting to help her get there. And she knows that I actually like took the time to read all of this and that it meant something to me. So then we kind of just converse from there. Sometimes they reply back with the voice thing, sometimes they don't. And if they don't, then I'll just go back to messaging. But honestly, sending this and having the people that answer this form, and we have these kind of conversations with, they go for it. Like they sign up. They really have had this time now to sit down and think about why they would want to do this. And after we talk, they're like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I should just go ahead and do it. And so, yeah, most of the time I've only had maybe 2 people that decided not right now, but I've had really good success with this form. Also with getting them to sign up as a coach, because we talked about nutrition and, if they're going to commit to this and want to make this change in their life, like they have to make nutrition a priority. So that's where shakes or supplements come in, and why not get the discount on that? So I've gotten them to sign up as discount coaches. I feel like I actually know them, and yeah, we just kind of fly from there. So those are the 2 things that have really helped me move forward since Summit. So I'll just leave it at that.
I love it. Very good. Hey, before you go, I had a question of, you send this after they say what their goals are, correct?
Yes. It's usually a really short, like, I want to lose 10 pounds. And then I say like, well, if you don't mind, I'd really like to get to know you more, you and your goals more. Do you mind if I send you a quick Google form? And then I send it their way.
Okay, good. I think that answers Kelly's question then of how much do you talk to them before sending them this link. I think there was another question of, are you able to share this? Is it possible to share this in our team page without it messing up all of your, or maybe even a screenshot of the questions or something like that? Is that possible?
Yeah, I shared it. As long as you download it to your computer, it won't mess with my drive. But if I can also do screenshots of it too, whatever's easiest. I did share it on the Confidence Crew page, so I know that if you're on that page, Courtney's girls, you all have that. But yeah, whatever you think would be best.
Okay, maybe we'll chat and then figure out what's the best way to share it so that it doesn't, it seems like people have recommendations.
Okay.
But I don't want people to like mess with yours, because Google can be weird about editing and things like that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You can just like hear your heart in that. And I think that's why people are committing, because they feel you genuinely wanting to help them, which is so cool. So with that, we're going to shift over to Morgan. So Morgan Techmeyer is one of Paige's coaches, and she has added in the past, I think it was 30 or 5 weeks or something like that, 4 coaches, which is awesome. She has really seen some success. So I'm going to let Morgan share. Katie, if you'll stop sharing.
Is it?
I think it's the same thing that you just went through. So click on meeting and then stop share. And then she's doing that.
If I just stop video, will it? Maybe.
No, that's your video.
Share, pause.
It's like, are you on a computer? If you click up on
meeting. Yeah. Hold on. And now it's lagging. I'll just stop video for now so that this goes away. Or if that.
Okay, try that. See if that works.
Okay. Did that work?
Nope.
Oh gosh. Okay. Show name, type panel.
It's at the very bottom where it says share.
Okay, hold on. I think my screen looks different. Okay, I'm not finding it, guys. So sorry.
That's okay. Why don't you keep playing around with it, and
okay.
we'll let Morgan go ahead and go.
Okay. Well, I'll just first of all say that is gold. I can't wait to make my own version because, I mean, shout out to the Confidence Crew in general because I took my new coach training from Courtney. So thank you, Courtney, for that. Um, and I'm excited for my new coaches to be able to dig in. But so far, all those coaches that I've added have mainly been discount coaches. And the way that I've got them has been really cool because it's been a variety. Oh, there we go. It's been a variety of different ways that I was able to add people this last month. So I guess I'll just kind of start with a little bit about beginning of my journey and when I started coaching. I started coaching in April of 2018. I had been married for about 6 months, and I was a former college athlete. I'd gained 60 pounds since quitting basketball, and it was rough. I can totally relate to what her client had said about, or whoever it was, about not wanting to take pictures because that was me. And I could completely relate to what she said there. I hated the way it looked. I would constantly put myself down and my husband would get on me about it. And so then I was stalking Paige. I feel like most of us have this story of stalking someone for a while, whoever your coach is. So I was stalking Paige for about 8 months. And I remember watching her do 80-Day Obsession. And I was like, I will never do that program. There's no way I will ever do it. So come full circle, I had been on my journey for a year. I went through some really hard stuff personally, through some loss with my family. And so Transform 20, not my favorite thing in the world because it's associated with memories. And so I'm like, okay, I need something fresh. I decided I was going to do 80-Day Obsession, and I was pumped. And I had so much excitement starting 80-Day Obsession, and I was on fire about it just because I needed something new. And I had told everyone I would never do this program. So my excitement exploded, and I hit Success Club 12, I think, because I was so on fire about it. Well, as 80-Day went on, I ended up not loving it. Wasn't for me, mainly because of the time commitment, because I love the workouts, but going from 20 minutes to an hour was a lot for me. So I dragged on, and as I went through 80-Day Obsession, my excitement was not there anymore. And my business was suffering because I wasn't all in. I wasn't excited about my workouts. I was dreading them every day. So it's hard for me to share with everyone like, oh my gosh, I love what I'm doing when I didn't, because I share a lot with my people on Instagram through my Instagram stories. And I think that they could feel that I was not happy with what I was doing. I was just miserable. And who would want to join someone who's not really having a good time? So finally, I was so excited when they announced Morning Meltdown and for Summit, because I just love anytime you get to meet anyone. If you have not been to Summit or if you've not been to any live events, get to them because they just set your booty on fire. And so after Summit, I was just like, let's go, and went all in, and I was sending more messages than I had been. And I just was so excited, and people could feel that enthusiasm. People could feel that fire under me because it was genuine. I was really, really excited, and I still am. And I show it through my stories. So I guess that would be my tip is if you're excited about something, you need to let your people know through your posts, through your stories. And I think this is what I've seen is when I'm excited, I'm more likely to message people. When I'm not excited about it, I'm going to hold back. I'm not really excited to message people because what do I have to offer if I'm not even excited with what I'm doing? So I guess just having genuine enthusiasm really has helped my business skyrocket because people trust in what I'm doing. It looks like I'm having fun. I literally just had a message yesterday, I think, saying, oh my gosh, what you're doing looks so much fun. And I'm like, it is. And that was just good to hear after what I went through with 80-Day and how I was kind of miserable, to be honest. It was just, I didn't love it. Everyone has different things that they love, and I was not a big fan of that just because of the time commitment. Love Autumn and all. But let's see here. Another way that I was successful, which was really cool, was that I had multiple referrals from people in my Fit Tribe, and people in my community were referring people to me saying like, hey, I know Morgan does this thing, you should join her. Even one girl who's not even signed up with me yet referred her boyfriend's mom to join with me because she was looking for something. So she's going to join me eventually. She's not there yet, but her boyfriend's mom ended up signing up with me. And then I guess I took what Paige had told us to do kind of with discount codes. This is kind of where it started with the referrals, is I offered it to my Fit Tribe first. And I said, hey guys, we have these discount codes. I know not all of you guys are coaches. So if you have family or friends who want to sign up and want to do this new program with you or want to start this journey with you, let me know. But I was hoping that they would sign up as a coach and then sign them up. But a lot of them who had been inactive, they stayed in my group and they ended up rejoining, recommitting, and buying a new challenge pack because it had expired, because these are people who've been in my group for over a year now. Well, they came back around and they've recommitted with Morning Meltdown, which is pretty cool. So I guess what I would say there is don't kick people out if they're inactive in your Fit Tribe. I mean, sometimes it can feel like, okay, what are these people doing in here? But they're still watching and they still care. And sometimes it's just not convenient for them. So I had, I think, 2 girls recommit and rebuy challenge packs, which is so cool that they were willing to go all in again, even though they've made that commitment once before. They wanted to do that again. And then another girl in my group ended up referring another friend, ended up referring her friend, and she refused to sign her up on her own. So I was able to help her out. So I guess that was a way that I was able to find success through referrals. And also with my discount codes, along with sharing with my Fit Tribe, I, instead of just blasting it to the world that I have all these discount codes, I really use them in my follow-ups the first couple weeks before sharing it with the world. I think that was really helpful. It felt more personal because I had, we already have $20 off, and then I would share that with them and then say, actually, I do have a very small number of these $10 gift or $10 discount codes, and I would love for you to have one if, and whatever their need was, I would try to touch on what they had shared with me, because they were follow-ups and a lot of these people had already shared their goals with me, but they just weren't ready to commit yet. So not all of them signed up last month. So I'm hoping to follow up again with the new discount codes, and I've already followed up with some of them, but I would say that would be something maybe to try, instead of just saying like, I have these discount codes, sign up with me. Try to make it more personal and share those individually in your messages. I think the way Elena shared it, I think was really good. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she had shared a message that she was sharing with her promo codes. I thought that was a really helpful thing as well. So I guess just being genuine, reaching out to people with your excitement and being personal with your discount codes is kind of where I was able to see success. And I'm hoping that I get some of my girls to hit Emerald soon. So, because I'm real close to hopefully hitting that Diamond Retreat qualification.
I love it. Thank you so much, Morgan. You are seriously like one of the cutest people ever. I love following you. So I think that's why people can tell your emotions and how you're feeling, and it's like everybody's cheering for you and they want you to do well. So that's cool. I love that you've been enjoying. Are you still loving Morning Meltdown even?
I am still loving Morning Meltdown. I love that it's different. I love that it's new. And I think, people can, it's hard for me. Sometimes I've been trying to remember lately what it was like when I first started, because I've lost 40 pounds. And so I'm trying to put myself back in that mindset of where I was and my, determination and my fight for that weight loss, because I have maybe 10 pounds until I'm probably at where my goal weight is, but I'm very confident and comfortable right now.
Yeah.
So just trying to put myself back in the that spot for my, future challengers and what they're feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great tip for sure, of going back into that, just starting, fully committed, that type of thing. And I think whenever you fully commit into a program, your excitement naturally follows that then also.
Yes.
So thank you so much for sharing that. Next we have Belinda. Belinda, I got to meet for the first time also at Summit, which was awesome. And in the past month, she has also added 4 coaches, which is nuts. She is gunning to get her 5 coaches in 5 weeks. So Belinda, if you're still on, if you want to share a little bit of your story and then what's been working for you also.
Hello. I actually just started with BOD in February of 2018. I had signed up with just a random college student, just from finding her ad on Facebook. And I was no to Challenge Pack and Shakeology and joining the group. And then she just wasn't too helpful because I had just purchased BOD. So she's got, checking in with me, but maybe once a month. And I was sharing every day on Facebook, Instagram, my story, and then Elena found me. So I just kept sharing, and she's like, "You're going to be a great coach. You should totally sign up with me and join me. And you're already sharing, and why not?" And I was already following like a bunch of coaches, and I had never even known what Beachbody was. Never even knew what it was. It was day 1 of 80, day 10 of 80, and I'm like, what is this? And everybody's doing this curiosity marketing, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And so finally one of them slipped up and said 8-day obsession, or they had their mat out, and I was like, that's what it is. So I went straight to Google, and I'm like, oh, and then that's how I found Beachbody. And then they were just showing a lot of Zoom, creating FOMO of wanting a team and wanting to build a community of women to feel better about themselves. And I got to that point, and I wanted other people to feel how I felt. So I started coaching with Elena in June of 2018. So it's been just a little bit over a year. And that's when everybody started to going to Summit, and I was like, I want to go there next year. So I bought my ticket. I didn't win one because I'm not very consistent with inviting, but I'm getting better at that. So Megan wanted me to touch on my posts. Whenever I was at Summit in our business building workshop, I was in the Emerald Coach and Ruby one, and Jen Guthrie and I think Ashley Felt Dyson they were speaking, and they were talking about our post and how we're more than just a sweaty selfie and just posting just our workout. Having a really hard issue with, I need to share my workout every single day on social media, and nobody really cares about our sweaty selfies. Oh yeah, they already know we work out every single day. I'm getting no likes, no engagement, no nothing. Elena would be like, "Way to go, you're so great, you're amazing," and it was Elena. Or my teammates, or the women who've already joined me. So after Summit and listening to them, sprinkle everything in, it's mainly our lives with a little bit of fitness. And then we share all of that in our stories. So I've really started focusing on sharing with me and where I come from and where I was then to where I am now, how this has helped me from where I was then to where I am now. And a lot of it with my boyfriend, James, I was in a really abusive relationship for years and years and years. And then I found somebody that, treats me well. And a lot of people know that, but some people don't know that. So I can be vulnerable and I can be relatable that way. I guess that's kind of my niche for women who don't really have a voice for themselves, and who, of course they want to lose weight, but I've always been the small girl. So I've never really had a whole lot of weight to lose. So it's kind of hard for me to relate to somebody who needs to lose 60 or 70 pounds. I'm focusing on more women who have this self-confidence issue, who need to gain the energy, who just need to feel better about themselves. And just like with Morgan, Katie had posted, she was a really pretty girl and she's not very confident. So that's, what I'm trying to focus on. And then, sharing my daughter with her dad, who's, not really great at helping provide for her. So it's a struggle as a single mom, and then how Beachbody is helping me compensate for that. I just went shopping this weekend at tax-free weekend, and I bought everything with Beachbody money. So, that's something that I'm going to post about this week. And I posted about this call, and so many people are like, oh, you're going to do great. So just shifting my posts from fitness to me and my family, which it seems like, like you all just know this, but I was like really having a hard time with this, like just having a hard time. Come join me. And then nobody joins me. And then, I post better. And then whenever, like Morgan had said, when you're excited about something, you're going to invite more. So I was excited about the opportunity, and, watching Megan say for her land, and Paige is going for her student loan, like, why can't I do that? Even if it's like grocery money or something like that. So I'm posting things like that, like with my coach post, like even if you need some grocery money, this can be for you. I got all of those ideas mainly from chatting with Megan at Summit of just short and sweet little invites, and then just kind of watching like her posts. Like if I tell myself, if I'm not going to read a paragraph story of somebody, who's going to read my paragraph story? So I'm just trying to keep it small with little breaks and then sprinkle things in, like my great relationship with my current boyfriend and how it wasn't so great back then and now where I am now. So I'm trying not to share a sweaty selfie every single day and just do that in my stories. And then in my post, I might say, if you want to check out some of the moves from our new program, check out my story, or trying to like put them into my stories through some of my posts. Like, go check out my story if you want to see that. So, I mean, that's kind of all I got for you.
I loved it. Thank you so much, Belinda. That was so great. And I love that you were open enough to say, or that you assume that a lot of people are like, oh, they know that it's supposed to be mostly my life with a sprinkle of fitness. But I will tell you, there are new coaches on here that do not know that and needed you to tell them that. So thank you so much for sharing that. There's one thing, I haven't said this too much, but because I've kind of been working it in my brain, but I want to like throw this out with you guys, and maybe you can work through it with your own thinking, and if you feel like you're kind of at a point where you're kind of struggling in your business. And one thing I found is that if people are not interested, so if either people are not coming to you, or when you're inviting, nobody is interested, that means that you probably have something that is missing or something that is a problem with your social media. If you have people who are interested, but they're not committing, there's probably something wrong in your conversations. So your upline, your leader, or your mentor, and even if it's not your direct mentor, your diamond mentor, find out who is the diamond above you. They can help you with that, but you have to know, like, man, it's either my social media or it's my conversations that are the problem. And then be vulnerable enough to ask for help, because there are tons of resources. Katie gave us an awesome idea of how to dig deeper in with people with their conversations. Belinda and Morgan both gave us awesome ideas of how to be more excited, how to be more genuine, how to be yourself in your social media. And what I found is when you have those two things in combination, of you're in a program and you're seeing results in a program, then this business becomes very simple. It becomes something that like naturally happens. People naturally come to you, or people start saying yes when you invite them instead of ghosting or saying no or things like that. So with that, let me see if there were any questions. Belinda, lots of love on how vulnerable you are. Yay! Very cool. Okay. Did anybody else have any questions for either of these ladies? Hi, Rhett. Rhett is very jealous that he doesn't get to be on team calls, so he wanted to be on our team call tonight.
I guess I'll also say that I forgot to say is I always offer the discount. I know that it's said, so in case someone's missed it before, but don't be afraid to offer the discount, because people are probably going to be more irritated if they want to continue that you didn't offer it. That's just another thing that I always do, is make sure to always offer that discount. I know we talk about it, but in case other people are newer or something. Oh my gosh, Rhett, you're so cute.
And I think Caitlin Davidson, like months ago, or somebody had posted a little script that after they say yes to joining you, then you send them this how to join. And it's option 1 is a customer, option 2 is a discount coach. You're going to save about $20. And then the third option is same as above. You just kind of work the business and add a friend or two. So I always send that after they say that they are ready to do this. Then they already know the price of it. So then I send them options to join, and I number them 1, 2, 3. I got that from Spirit and Spunk group.
Awesome. I'm also finding that all of these ladies do such a good job of like taking what other people suggest and making it their own. So Lauren asked Belinda, have you noticed since being more vulnerable, that you're making a deeper connection with your followers?
I would say yes. I have a hard time building a connection and like trying to figure out how I can get them into my inbox because I've never really been too social. I've always just been like the creeper on Facebook. I've never really used to post too much about me until I started Beachbody. So I'm still trying to figure out how to get a conversation going that isn't like, hey, do you want to work out? And just trying to like find about them because every day our tracker says to add new people to our social media. So if I have, I may not know somebody, but I send them a friend request because we have mutual friends in common. And then I just kind of try to figure out how I can get them in my inbox without seeming salesy or, oh, she just added me to try to sell me something, or she's asking me how my day is just so that she can, get in my inbox and sell me something. Because personally, I knew about Beachbody when Elena had approached me and she was, trying to build a connection with me. And sometimes I would leave her on red for months and then she'd send me another message or something, or weeks, and she would send me another message. So still trying to figure out how to try to build a connection with my new followers or connections on Facebook. So still trying to get in there.
Yes. And I love how honest you guys are being of like, I don't have it all figured out, but by golly, like I'm figuring out one step at a time and I'm running with that step. And then I'm figuring another thing out and I'm running with that step because it's not I know everything and then I'm going to act. It's like, I'm going to take one little piece and I'm going to implement it and see how it works for me, which is huge, 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 huge. Okay. Any others? Beachbody stalkers. Oh, goodness. All right. Any other questions? Yes. Yes, Emily, I love that you said that. Belinda, did you see the comment about feeling like your spirit animal, being a quiet social media person, breaking out of the shell? I think you guys just sharing who you are and sharing that we're a variety of personalities and different types, that not everybody is like Courtney, not everybody is like Megan, not everybody's like Paige or Elena or Katie or Olivia or Carrie or anything like that. Like we're all our own person, and that is huge because that's going to drive the type of women that are like us to us. Because once you start finding, everybody says like, once you find your tribe, for legit, like when you find those girls, like I had so much fun at Summit, not because I was at Summit. It was like the in-between at lunch or the party at the end of the night. And it wasn't because Beachbody put on an awesome party. It was the fact that the women that I was with were so much fun and we connected on such a deeper level. And like the more you are yourself, the more those types of women that you can like not see for 6 months and then get together and be like, oh my gosh, this is the best time ever. That's one of the greatest feelings ever. So, okay, with that, let's go ahead and hop off for the night. Thank you guys for hopping on. We have a couple other rising leaders that are going to be speaking with us 2 weeks from now, but don't wait for another 2 weeks. Start working on the qualifications for the Diamond Retreat because I would love to see as many women there as possible. We will make it so worth your while. I promise. You will not leave there disappointed. You'll be so happy that you went, and you will be saying, sorry. You'll be like, that was awesome. That was so worth the push for the 8 weeks that I did it. And you'll have this crazy amount of accomplishment for sure. So with that, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your evenings.
Okay.